Well, good evening. My name is Paula Anderson, and I'm with Paula Anderson Coaching and Consulting. And I told you last week that I was going to be doing some videos on creating content on social media. So, on my LinkedIn page, my business LinkedIn page, which is Paula Anderson Coaching and Consulting, I posted an article about, do you really know how to post content on social media? So, when I went back to school in 2014, I studied social media as well as other communication theories. And so, what I learned from a class that I took, and then just me actually starting to be on social media, has helped me with my content creation. So, I'm going to give you a few tips to help you with LinkedIn. So, the first thing, LinkedIn is a professional platform. And what that means is that you're trying to share something that is going to be of value to your followers. What is valuable? So you're posting about an article, so you're trying to share some knowledge, or you're posting about some type of resource that's going to benefit your followers, or some other opportunity. So adding value. Now, value doesn't always have to be in the form of monetary, but value is based off of what is the person going to receive as a result of reading your content. Now, one of the things that I have noticed on LinkedIn is that it's used for marketing. So it is a content marketing platform in terms of what you post, the algorithms actually can send your feed through different channels. So if you post about, we'll just say medical coding, that you are a medical coding auditor, well, those words are going to feed through individuals that have similar interests. So it's kind of like if you have your location on your phone turned on, if you go to Walmart or if you go to a store, then you're going to automatically start seeing ads from Walmart because you're being tracked. So that's kind of the same concept with LinkedIn, is that the words that you post, so it is a content posting platform, meaning that every word that you post on LinkedIn can be searchable. So we can type in medical auditing and it's going to come up all the posts that are connected with medical auditing, people who have medical auditor by their name as a title, it's going to come up in that way. Also, when you use hashtags, so hashtags are used to search as well. Now, how do you decide what type of hashtag are you going to use? So you want to use hashtags based off of what the post is about. So giving another example. So you're writing about medical coding in terms of your auditing. So what are some key things about auditing within the medical coding industry? So of course you need to know whether or not you know the E&M coding guidelines, the new ones now, the 2023 guidelines. Do you have an auditing tool? What type of payers are you going to be auditing? So that type of information will let people know, be able to pull your content. So that's the second thing. Now, when you're posting photos, so first of all, your LinkedIn profile has your picture profile. So you already, people, if they're in your network, then they can see your photo. But if you're not connected with a person, then of course they cannot see your profile. But you can have people who follow you, which are people that can see your post when it's posted to anyone. But if you have connections that you only want to send your posts to, then of course it's limited to those connections. However, again, LinkedIn is a public forum. So anything that you put on a public platform can be searchable. Even if you go to the internet and you pull up a person's name, it's going to pull up their LinkedIn profile because it's on a public document, the public domain, which is the internet. So I wanted to just kind of go over a little bit of information about how to use LinkedIn. So going back to pictures, um, if you're posting photos like Facebook type photos, then LinkedIn is really not a place for Facebook type photos. Again, if you're attending an event and you want to just acknowledge something that you went to a conference and you want to share with people that you attended a conference, maybe the conference would be of interest to people that's in your network. But if it is of no value to others, then you don't need to post it. Now, one final thing that I would say, on my personal LinkedIn page, so my headline is that I am a creative entrepreneur, I am a professional journalist, and then I'm an AAPC approved instructor. So those are my titles that I want people to recognize me as when they see me on LinkedIn. And so what I try to do is I try to post content related to those titles. So I post articles about my business when I'm offering continuing education workshops. That's the creative entrepreneur. If I'm doing any kind of coaching or teaching, professional journalist. So I write articles. That's something that I do on the side. And so I may post articles from a newspaper publication, or I may post articles from my own digital magazine platform. And then the APC approved instructor. So I don't always post like reading articles about medical coding on my page, because I know sometimes people just don't read, but I'm starting to do that. So I'm going to be posting about those three different things. I'm going to be posting about my business and what I offer, about my journalism, my articles, and then about medical coding. And so people know when they come to my page what I do in terms of what I am, who I am, what I represent. So that's kind of like me establishing my personal brand. When you see something related to me on my LinkedIn page, it's going to be an article, or it's going to be some content where I'm giving some value. So I'm doing sharing a little story, or I'm giving you some information about me as it relates to that post. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to share a little bit about me from a professional side, so that individuals will understand who I am and what I represent. So on my business LinkedIn page, which is Paula Anderson Coaching and Consulting, I normally get like over 1,000 people that search my page. Now, when I first saw that number, I wasn't sure as to what was happening. So I did a little research. I attended a LinkedIn webinar, and so the presenter stated that it was because of what I'm posting. So the words that I'm posting is actually causing people to go to my page and look me up. Now, are those people calling me for a continuing education workshop? No. So it's not really of any value to me, because if they're not reaching out to me so that we can do some kind of business transaction or form a business relationship, then it's just numbers. But it helps me to know that people are actually searching my page. So I think it can be a plus and then a negative, because like I said, I'm not really getting any monetary value from that, other than my LinkedIn page is being searched. But another thing is you can use your social media platforms as a form of advertising. So it's free to advertise on LinkedIn if you don't want to pay. So you do have a free option, and then of course you have an option to pay, where it can increase your reach. So I don't pay for anything. I just use the words that I post, and those words get people to pull up my page. And so I'm good with that. So that concludes this little discussion talk on social media writing for LinkedIn. So next week, we're going to talk about Instagram. And Instagram is not like a platform that I'm very proficient with, but I have used it. And so I can give you a few tips on LinkedIn. I'm sorry, on Instagram. All right. See you next week.